Would you be happy to talk about almost what you were like at school? One of the things I love to do is that when, especially with entrepreneurs, often there's similar kind of traits that people, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but they're obviously very similar. And I'm just interested to see, what were you like at school?
I was terrible at school in the sense that my school life was a horrible time for me, I'll be quite honest. Growing up in South Bank, my family didn't have a lot of money. My dad worked in the steelworks, my mum worked in Asda. I never wanted for anything. My mum and dad always made sure that as kids we were looked after, but we were never well off.
Yeah.
We always got a holiday a year on a bus. We'd go to Spain on a bus, and we do all things like that. But then we come to secondary school. I was never the fashionable kid. I never had the latest trainers. It wasn't me, and I wasn't very clever. In fact, mate, I still can't spell. I employ Ashley now effectively to do my spelling. The story is I've never ever read a book in my life. I've never read a book. I tell a lie. I've read one book, which Dean Benson actually gave me, what one of his staff members read. It's a really good book. I'll see if I've got it there, and interesting for your readers to your listeners, to read that, because it was really good. But in terms of a book and autobiography, anything like that, I've never read one, and I can't. I forget. And what I've learned over the time now is I can now do audiobooks. So I listen to them on my headphones, which I find really, really good. But through school, I was a kid who got picked on, and I was always the one who wasn't very clever at school. I was in bottom sets. I hated it. My worst time of my life. I remember when the school bell used to ring, I used to run home so I didn't get bullied. And that was me. That was my school life. I remember Mr. Wright, my maths teacher. My maths teacher. I think I was in my last year at school, and he pulled me to the side in front of everybody, pulled me to the side of the class, and his words were, "Hind, you are a bum. You'll be nothing in life." And I'll never forget them words. And every time I do something now, I remember that. And it's something I'll never forget. And I'd love to meet him again now, Mr. Wright from Eston Park School. So if anybody knows him, I'd really like to thank him for helping me become the person I am today.
It's funny, isn't it? Because I had similar stuff. So I was quite good at school, but I still get the I was a single parent, mum raised two boys, so we didn't have any money. And what was used to be funny was that I used to get bullied because all the kids had Rockport or Kickers. And we couldn't afford either. And it was that balance of where it still kind of gets me that I think part of the drive for me, that why I was working so hard, was to not be poor anymore, but kind of because it was just ingrained in me, because I was good at the stuff, but actually I think everyone has their own cross to bear. Everyone gets bullied for something or whatever, but I kind of empathize with that. And then likewise, that for a teacher to do that, especially, all he's doing is reflecting his own negativity on someone else, and to do that to a child says a lot. He must have been a very unhappy kind of man.
But yeah, I'd love to know. I've searched now. I've gone on Twitter and LinkedIn. I've tried to search him. I just wanted to write him a letter. I wanted to write him a letter and just say, just so you know, this is how he made me feel, but this is the person I am. Things could have been very differently. I wasn't the easiest. I wasn't very clever. Believe it or not, now maths is my best subject, but that's because I work in my own business and I do it every single day, so we work on money. But yeah, it was just a crazy time. I didn't like to go. I hated it. I used to tell my mum I was poorly. I'd make any excuse not to go into school. I think I probably used to have about 5 poos a day just so I could get half an hour out of a class. And that was what I used to do.
Can I ask, is that anything to do with why you obviously got into fitness? Because you're pretty jacked.
So the fitness side of things was quite different, to be honest, mate, because I was always bullied. I remember buying my first weight set and putting it in my dad's garage out the back, and I remember someone coming in and I'd put the Rocky Tap tune on my CD player, and I'd go out the back, and I didn't have a clue what I was doing. And then I remember going up through the ranks in work and getting a job. I remember working with one guy, and he said, "Well, why don't you go to the gym?" And I said, I wouldn't dream of it. I'm only skinny, I'd get picked on.
How old were you at the time?
I started the gym when I was about 20.
Okay.
About 20 years
okay.
old.
Yeah.
So it was quite late to start the gym. And I remember walking the gym and I looked at all these guys. And I said, "Oh my God, you were huge. You were huge. You were huge." And I remember, but you know what I found? That them people who were huge were some of the nicest people I've ever met. And I was so scared and so intimidated. I was thinking, you could crush me. Like if you wanted to drop that weight out of my head, you could kill me now. And they were so nice and they were so welcoming and they taught me things. And the gym sort of it was something that I took an interest in because it's something that I could control. Where
Mhm.
at school,
Mhm.
I didn't enjoy the learning, and for me, that was the gym side of things. I could control it. I could move up. I could get better. I could get stronger. And I had people there who wanted to help me. Where not like the teacher who told me I was going to be a bum. Guys who wanted to help me get stronger and fitter. So that was why I got into the gym.
I still think it's amazing that with like I think it's one of the big problems with the school system is that unless you do well in the grades, which not everyone's
Yeah,
going to, they seem to make that all, everything. And the irony is that when I did go the like, academic route, you realize at a certain point the piece of paper is meaningless. I would
yeah,
take the guy that grafts and works hard and doesn't know everything but learns and stuff all day every day versus the
yeah,
amount, because I think one of the issues you get, and you see this a lot with university kind of lecturers, they feel entitlement. They think they're like the shit when actually they
yeah,
haven't really done anything with their lives. They've just stayed in education all the time.
yeah,
But I think that it's a message which they should, tell kids more that it doesn't matter if you're not into maths or science. That's all right. Just find what you're passionate. It could be cooking, could be fitness, could be
yeah,
whatever.
100%.
But I think it's just when, and then as you do kind of grow up, you can, work with an Ashley and the stuff that you'll be great at that maybe she isn't. And it's
Yeah.
just, but I don't think they teach it enough.